What's up, cats? Clever Tricks here. This is a special episode of Infinite Warfare Knifing because I'm going to be showing you a detailed look at my knifing class that I use when I play Infinite Warfare. So let's just jump right into this. My rig that I pick is the Synaptic rig, and the reason is because it has the Reaper, and the Reaper is a specialist ability that has a melee, which is very close quarters combat, very speedy, and because it's a melee that destroys the enemy, kind of like the Ripper, that's what I use. And since it's a melee, that's why I use it for my knife class. The trait that I picked for it is propulsion. As you can see, red right there, it improves thrusters. That allows your energy to recover faster, so you can use your boost jumps and thrusts quicker than you could previously. So that's what I like to use as my combat rig. Now for the class itself, this is my main class that I use. Clearly the knife as the primary weapon. And lethals, it doesn't matter what game I'm playing, whether it's Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, if it's possible to have 2 lethals, I always put the 2 lethals on no matter what. Now, for the tactical, I like to use the personal radar. Now, this could be something that you use or not use, but I like it especially when there's no radar up at the moment. This will give you a layout of the map around you in a 360 kind of way that shows where the enemies are directionally. When it comes to my perk setup, I use Ghost just to be stealthy, but I like using Ghost because it keeps me off the minimap. That's obvious, no-brainer there. I like to double up on the PERK 2 slot. Momentum allows you to sprint faster over time. This is something I could probably remove and try to use something else, but I do like speed. As someone who's knifing, speed is what I need, and momentum is something that I like to have. You could use Scavenger to replenish your lethals, but I'm using momentum for now. I like the speed, and I like being quick and nimble. I also use Tracker, just like Black Ops 3. Walking into a room and seeing footsteps on the floor really gives you a sense of where to head next in order to get those enemy kills. Again, it's not really necessary for knifing, but I feel it helps me out. And for the last set, I use Hardwired. And as you can see, there's a long list of things that this fights against. But actually, now that I think about it, I might change it up to Dead Silence, to be honest. But Dead Silence is something you can use as a very effective stealth perk. Right now I'm using Hardwired just because of how much it actually works to make you immune to the effects of, like it says, Trojan Sight, Pulsar, Counter UAVs, Tracker Footprints, Pinpoint, Mark Target, all of those different things, Jammer Grenades, so, and EMP effects too. So this is what I like to run, and this is what my class is, my main #1 class. So let's jump right in here. Actually, before I jump in, a few other combat rigs that you can choose. I believe it's Warfighter and Merc. Yes, this is how I like to set up my when I'm using the Warfighter. I use Overdrive, which obviously it gives you a speed surge, kind of like in Black Ops 3. And for the trait, it's just automatic resupply, so you don't have to waste a perk. Using your Scavenger perk, you can actually just throw on the trait, which is resupply, which opens up another perk spot for you to utilize something else, so you don't waste that perk spot. Very good way to go if you're a knifer as well, because it keeps you speedy and it keeps you supplied with lethals. For my Merc rig, I like to use reactive armor, so that gives you that extra strength in order to rush into a dangerous situation. It allows you to eat those bullets like a sponge and get the kills that you need to get, especially if you know you have to run head-on into any situation as a knifer. Very dangerous, and obviously you're making yourself a big target when you do something like that, but the reactive armor will get you through it, and the enemies will just sit back and be very frustrated that a knifer ran through 10 bullets to get a knife kill. The trait I use is Infusion, just regenerates health faster. I don't find that Shockwave or Man-at-Arms is any better for you than the infusion. The infusion is what you need if you want to regenerate your health faster after taking bullets, you know, getting around a corner, regenerating that health, and getting back into the fray. So that's my class. So let's jump into a team deathmatch and get this going. So now we're going to drop into a game, and I'm going to show you a little demo how all of the perks and everything in this class comes together to work for you in a match of Call of Duty on Infinite Warfare. So let's make it happen. Let's bring it all together. Breaking into this back door kind of sucks. Sit down, homie. Unless the enemy's not looking at you. So now in this moment, I'm going to use my personal UAV. You can see it there. Someone's here. And I got both of them. Look at that. We're in, we're out. That's how we knife. Now it's all due to my personal UAV telling me people were there. I'm getting hit through a wall right now. And it looks like we're kind of trapped in here. I want to head outside just to get a little more away from what's going on out there. Anyone gonna come this way? Sit down, son. And see, I used this pillar to take away my line of sight so that they couldn't hit me up. Unfortunately, you can't fire your stuff too quickly. Sit down, homie. How did that go right through his feet? Sit down, G. Watch your back. Sit down, watch your front. And get a double kill on that. That was a pretty good rush. That's why you use the biospike. In other words, the Fury kill. That was a pretty awesome little Fury there. Sit down, homie. So I'm just going to lie down right here. I know he's going to want to come back and do something. He's going to come around this area. Yep, there he goes. Sit down. And see, this is where having resupply would be good, because I threw my combat, I threw my biospike, but I had to go pick it up. Okay, now I have my synaptic mauler. There we go. And I'm gonna use it. Get him. I'm gonna rush through here. Sit down, homie. Getting a double there. There's a triple. This is how we do it. And that's how we use the synaptic. That's how we use the mauler there. Or the Reaper. I like calling it a mauler or the claw. He just uses his claw to rip through enemies. Getting gunned down there. These guys are actually pretty tough to play against. But they have UAVs up, so I have ghosts, so they can't tell where I am on my map. Which is solid. Good thing I got saved by a teammate there. See, I don't know where they are, so I'm going to throw that up. I know the enemies are back this way now. So should I rush this way? And tracker isn't really working for me here. I haven't seen any tracker footsteps. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down too. There we go. Nice little 4-piece. There we go. 5-piece. Sit down. I unfortunately slid past that guy and couldn't get him, but as you can see, this game is really good for knifing. I've gotten so many good feeds and so many good little moments in here. It can be tough sometimes. This enemy team is actually pretty hard to play against. So as you can see, there's some things in this class that maybe I can change. I could probably change the tracker, use dead silence. Sit down, homie. There we go. We get the final kill too. And as a knifer, that's how you use your class. And it's very effective, and I showed you how everything works in it. So things that I might want to change, actually just by demonstrating that, is that I might want to take off tracker, and I might want to put on something in its place. Maybe dead silence. Or maybe even tac mask. But I wasn't really affected by any concussions or anything. But anyways, that's how I use my class. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And I got a nice new Fury kill there. Yeah, so as you can see, I finished top of the team there. I went 26 kills, 16 deaths. The enemy team were actually pretty solid though. But I thought that was a good demo of how to utilize your class, and how to especially utilize my class, and where I could change things and tweak things to suit my knife style better, which you should do too after watching this demo. So I hope you enjoyed that, and see you next time. Peace out.